Good morning and welcome back. As back at it, bright and early. We'll say I've definitely been playing too much. Spending too much time playing this game because this has just infected my dreams. In fact, I woke up at a couple of points and said, "Oh man, darn it! I left the Tyrannosaur out." And nope. The T-Rex is safely ensconced right here in her enclosure. So. What do you call it? But yes, it was rather amusing to wake up in the middle of the night and be like, "Oh, haha, yeah, nope, that's a thing." Now, last night I did stay on just a little bit longer. The research did fin with the, so we've got a couple of pieces of amber which are now cooking. So those should be done in about 40 seconds, and then hopefully we'll almost have a viable genome so that we can start putting some compies into that larger herbivore enclosure. Now, because this stuff has infected my my nightmares and everything else, I have come up with a battle plan for doing a little minute renovation, prior to actually throwing this into sandbox mode, and excuse me, and redoing everything just so. So first of all, I have to acknowledge that there are going to have to be underwater viewing galleries on the lagoon at some point, which probably means we're going to install those somewhere over here. Conveniently, we do have a new viable genome. Yes, Compsognathus is ready. But also, we want to shrink these enclosures back a little bit. I think what I am going to do is go ahead and take this enclosure, rebuild it, leave the Tyrannosaur's enclosure as it is for the moment, so that we can come back, actually. We can actually come back later on and turn this larger enclosure into the Tyrannosaur's enclosure. We'll dial back the fence lines and so on so that... excuse me. Dial back the fence lines so that we can put in a couple of viewing galleries here, because right now dinosaur visibility's got to be exceptionally low. If we take a look here and look at our dinosaur visibility, as long as everything is within range of the viewing galleries and the hotel, that's fine. But we've got these fairly large areas here where the dinosaurs will be able to wander without being visible. So I mean, we've got all the a couple of the galleys chilling over here where nobody can see them, and that of course doesn't help our park rating. So let's go ahead and get some more fossils queued up. It looks like we do still have a couple of Compsognathus fossils that we can throw in. We'll also throw in some shark fossils and some iridium, so we actually make some income as well. And we will get Dr. Kondo back on this. So she'll be doing the extractions for us. All right. We're also going to want to send out a new expedition. Compsognathus is probably going to do fine for the moment. I'm trying to see what else we've got available to us. Dimorphodon could be fun, because that'll of course give us a flyer. And Tropiognathus? I'm not familiar with that one. I mean, if Compsognathus is the little scavenger, then I'm assuming that Tropiognathus has got to be... Oh, we got flyers, but I'm assuming that we don't have access to them until... until we've actually got the aviary unlocked. Let's see here. We do have trikes in our enclosure, which actually strikes me as odd because I don't see any of the Triceratops dig sites unlocked. But certainly going for the Apatosaurus would be a good idea, because that'll get us a large sauropod, which of course will increase our ratings. So I'm going to go ahead and send a dig team to the Morrison Formation. Let's see, we got Dr. Kalwan. I'm going to have to go with Kalwan on that one. And we'll send him along with Dr. Brains. I just think Dr. Brains is hilarious. So there we go. Dr. Brains and Dr. Cajuan are now off to the Morrison Foundation to get us some Apatosaurus fossils. All right. And we are actually going to have to start working on a hatchery here because we don't have one yet. Now, let's see here. Let's go ahead. Now, this one, it doesn't matter so much that it doesn't face the park anymore because, of course, we don't have to have it connected to the excuse me, to the fences anymore. But I'm also not completely sold that I want it to be blocking ranger pathways and so on. So we'll go ahead and pop it down right there. We'll give it a path connection. That way we'll actually be able to start incubating some compies once we're done with the last of the extractions. Now, since we're going to be putting compies in there, we are going to have to add a carnivore feeder to this enclosure, somewhere like there. And I also know that compies require a certain amount of sand in their habitat. Oh, we put down a live prey feeder. Whoopsie. Max, you've done it again. Yep, we don't want that. We want the carnivore feeder. So now there's just a random goat running around the herbivore enclosure. But since eventually we're going to turn it into the T-Rex enclosure, not a big deal. All right, here we go. And then I like to kind of just thematically add a little sand around the compies feeder. First of all, they like sand, so that helps there. Is that a log or the Anki? That's a log. No, that's not a log or an Anki. That is a Triceratops. There we go. So let's see here. And then I'll go ahead and I'll take some of the sand. I'll put it around the ranger outpost. And I will then go ahead and add it in around the watering hole as well. And actually, that kind of makes sense because I would actually kind of like to turn around and take... I'd kind of like to take and put dirt down in the basin of the watering hole here. Because the grass is a little off-putting. It's like, yes, look at all this grass we have growing under the sea, under the sea. Darling, it's better down where it's wetter. There we go. Okay. Yeah. And this one technically is all grass as well, so why don't we go ahead and fill this one in. We'll add some rock to this one as well. And now, you know, the Little Mermaid is now stuck in my head. Oh, wait, this is rock as well. No, I want dirt. Dirt, give me dirt. Under the sea, under the sea. What can I say except you're welcome? Anybody who's familiar with me knows that I'll hum a couple bars of that in order to get earworms out of my head. So there we go. And we'll add in some dirt over here too. Everybody gets dirt in the bottom of their watering holes. Okay, but hopefully that'll be enough sand for the compies once we get them incubated. Oh, park rating is increasing. Woohoo! Alright, let's see here. No more compy fossils, so we're just going to start on some Apatosaurus extractions. And we can throw in sharks and iridium to make some money back as well. Alright, looks like that's the last assignment we're going to be able to put Dr. Kondo on for a little while because she's going to have to take a nap. We do have 66% genome on the Compsognathus. since I'm interested in trying to get this done a little bit faster, we're going to go ahead and run with that. Now, fortunately, we can reduce the chance that it's going to get the short-lived trait, so we'll save that and exit. We'll assign the scientists. Cheaper synthesis will do nicely. And we'll throw the generalist on there, Dr. Matbar. Dr. Docs and Dr. Matbar. And we'll go ahead and start that task. So they'll be cooking along for about a minute. This also gives us some time to check our management views. So let's see here. We got Dinosaur Visibility, guest crowding. We got a fair amount of it over near the viewing galleries, which is to be expected. In order to change our guest distribution, because we can see that they're basically all concentrated over here between the hotels and the viewing galleries, we want to spread out some of our attractions, add in some viewing galleries over here, and so on. Trick with that is, of course, that we've currently got dinosaurs that are right next to the fence. So moving the fence back so we can put in viewing galleries is going to be a little bit of a trick. Plus, our watering holes are relatively close to the fence when you consider putting in a viewing gallery. So if we were to pop one of these down, you can see we gotta bring it in rather significantly if we want to have it on the path there. So, excuse me. Oh, but I just like coming over to look at the T-Rex. Because it's a pretty dinosaur. All right. So our synthesis is done. So now we've got 6 viable eggs. Let's take a look. We don't really mind the skittish trait. That's fine. So we're going to go ahead and select all. We'll assign some scientists. And we need 5 welfare. Dr. Matabar. And also Dr. Docs. And we actually are looking at probably wanting to give our, if I can remember where the staff center is. Yep, there it is. Probably want to go ahead and give a couple of our scientists a break. Dr. Brains, since they're usually on the expedition team, and Dr. Kawan, or Chahwan. I guess since I'm technically the god of their universe, I could decide how their names are pronounced, but anyone who knows me knows I like to get people's names correct. Okay, cool. We've got a new viable genome, the Apatosaurus. I know most of the fossils that are left in there are money-making fossils, so I'm not going to worry about them too much for the moment. Once the compies are done, then we'll get set to release them in the larger herbivore enclosure. Now, since the plan is to change that up, we're going to go ahead and plan the location of our next item. In doing so, we're also going to move our backup generator. We do want it to cover our guest amenities, but we just want it closer to the buildings. And this is, again, where building constraints start to be a little weird. It's like, excuse me, why? I'm actually going to see if maybe that has something to do with the foundations, and whether, changing the excuse me, whether changing the terrain geometry is part of the problem. So since we know this whole area is going to be the thoroughfare anyway, we want to just make sure it's nice and level. And then we'll see if we can move the generator, because like I said, I'd like to move it closer to, see, it's still running into building constraints. Well, we still want it to be as close as possible, so that is still a fair distance closer, and it will still hit the hotels, and the restroom and the innovation center. So we're going to go ahead and just pop it down right there, have it moved, so that way we can hopefully place our exhibit a little closer. So I do want to pop down a viewing gallery over here, attached to the path. Yeah, vehicle under threat, we know. So let's see here. I want to turn off the angle snap so we can kind of get this aligned as closely as possible. We'll call that good right there. And I think that does all right for the path alignment as well. So we'll go ahead and connect this to the path. The diagonal tells me that I didn't quite get it centered, which will irritate me, but that's fine. And then we'll get a couple of viewing galleries set up down here. Of course, we're out of range of power at this time, but we're actually not worried about that because the fence will be our power source on this one. Okay. And just like before, we want to get this lined up as nicely as possible. And I think that'll do us right there. So we'll go ahead and add in our viewing gallery. So connect that to a path. This will help us significantly to reduce the crowding. Oh, and there was something I was thinking of sharing with y'all that was a new feature that I really enjoy. And now I'm completely forgetting what it was. Which is too bad because it was a good feature. Yeah, nope, it's not coming to me. Actually, knowing that we're going to build larger amenities back here, I want to try and back this off of the main thoroughfare a ways. And then go ahead and start building down the line this way, trying to make sure it's running as parallel as possible. Yeah, that's not parallel. That's probably close enough. Let's run it all the way down here. And we don't want to run it quite all the way to the path. So let's go ahead and start running it just to about the curve. And in this case, I want to go ahead and let it curve naturally into the viewing gallery. All right. Vehicle under threat, we know. Yep, there we go. And now that the building is connected to the fence, not as big a deal anymore. All right, so we're going to let this curve around. And again, we want to try and get it to match up parallel. And then we're going to go ahead and switch off and go off. Actually, yeah, let's go off on a right angle and run it out to the boundary. See how big that gets us. If the boundary's where I think it is, oh, okay. It's actually not quite as far out as I initially thought. I do want to leave a little gap between there just in case I want to run any power cable, power lines or anything around behind the scenes. So that way I can do that. Now I do want to pay attention to where I've got this item here. So that's our backup generator, of course. All right, and I want to go ahead and actually move, or even, let's see, looking at the power distribution. I'm going to move it, but if it doesn't want to go in the place that I want to put it, then I'm not going to keep it. All right, if it'll go there, that's fine. All right, so let's keep going with our fences here. I'm betting that our compies are done incubating at this point. Well, that was interesting. Had a brief power surge ourselves here. So let's go ahead and, yep, we'll run this up there. We'll just run basically right up to where we want it on the around the path. We'll then change our orientation here so that it starts bending around. And we'll go ahead and add on our bit there. And that should go ahead and give us a nice big herbivore enclosure with a high degree of dinosaur visibility. Because yeah, if we see our viewing gallery coverage, you know, we've got a good chunk of the exhibit covered. If we added in some viewing platforms or something later, we could probably even hit these areas where the dinosaurs are out of visible range. But otherwise, this is going to do pretty well for coverage. I mean, yeah, we should do okay. And again, we've now got enough attractions to spread out our guest density or our guest distribution. It looks like we're going to be wanting to upgrade to medium-sized amenities sooner rather than later to increase our profits. But in the meantime, let's go ahead and pop in some of our changes that we're going to have to make. Now, we're going to need a watering hole, obviously, so I like to put those relatively central because if we can keep the dinosaurs centrally located in the enclosure, again, makes for better viewing opportunities for our guests. Aw, it's a heart. Now we're going to need some forest. We already have some, but if we go ahead and add in some forest back here, and then we're also going to need leafy climbers. So I'm going to reduce the radius. I'm going to put some in here, kind of leading up to the edge of the forest. And just over in front of the viewing gallery there. With any luck, that'll be sufficient for our galleys. We can go ahead and add in a little more back here. But we're also going to need some ground fiber for the Triceratops. We're going to go ahead and add that in here. Around the edge of the watering hole. And naturally, if we want our compies in here, we're also going to have to add in some sand and so on. But I think that's everything we need. Oh, we've also got the Ankies, so we're going to have to add in some cycad. Some cycad grove to provide ground fruit and ground fiber. So I think what we're going to do is we're going to go ahead and add this onto the front of the forest over here. And going around over here as well. That should provide adequate coverage, and we can go ahead and add some in this corner as well. And hopefully that should provide enough foliage cover. Oh, the Rex has an undiagnosed medical ailment. At least we know it didn't swallow a phone. But it is making me wonder what. I'm wondering whether she got sick. Alright, we need to pop down a ranger post in here. And hopefully we'll have enough that we can cover the whole enclosure, at least most of it. Yeah, if we pop it down right here, we should do just fine. There we go. Yeah, she's What you got? The common cold. Our T-Rex has a cold. She got the sniffles. Big bad T-Rex got the sniffles. These are the jokes, folks. All right, let's see here. Let's go ahead and add on a gate. We'll add it in here. When we do the bigger, dumber rebuild, I'm actually thinking perhaps of building some kind of service corridor, so to speak. We'll see how viable that idea is, but this would basically be an option for the rangers to pilot their vehicles into one central location where all the gates would be located. But now I think we're finally getting ourselves out into an area where we want to go ahead and assign a different ranger team. So I think we're going to go with Alpha 2-1, and we'll assign Alpha 2 to this ranger post. All right, so just as before, we're going to have to change things up a little for the compies, which will be in here. So we're going to go ahead and put our carnivore feeder right in here where all this rock is. And then I'm going to go ahead and paint over the rock and turn it into sand. Because again, that's what the compies like. So the compies have their sand. And I can go ahead and put sand in along the edge of the pool. Uh-oh, I think the Rex has pneumonia. And that is slightly less of a laughing matter. Heal and scan the Rex. Rex is one of our big attractions. We can't let her have the sniffles. And we're also going to go ahead and remove the plant matter from the lagoon. There we go, and I think our area will be ready. So I'll actually go ahead and get the compies released via airlift to this location, and we want to make sure we distribute them relatively evenly so that they pick up their feeder and water. So we're just going to go ahead and spread everybody fairly evenly across there. Yes, and do you have pneumonia as I suspected? Yes, indeed you do. Hey, do me a favor. Go heal the T-Rex. Alright, so that'll get them done. We'll move the trikes next, so let's go ahead and add them. Or actually, let's see. Let's go ahead and do the ankylosaurs first, since they just happen to be what I noticed first. Want to see if they have enough cycad grove and everything. Because yeah, we have more trikes anyway.
Asset transportation in progress.
That's one down. Then we'll start assigning the trikes.
In transit. Asset has been delivered.
And we'll start adding galleys.
Transit has commenced. Asset delivery confirmed. Transporting asset. Asset has been transported.
All right, that should get everything scheduled that needs to be tranquilized. And then let's go ahead and transport our Ankies to their new enclosure.
Picking up asset. Asset transportation underway. Asset transport.
It would be nice if I could multi-select for transport.
Asset collection request received.
Before we do anything else, let's go ahead and make sure that the T-Rex is being taken care of. I was going to say, where's the other Ankylosaur?
Collecting asset. Transportation underway.
Alright, then we'll go get the
Confirming asset
trikes.
delivery.
You know what? We're pausing time. So I can get this all done. Alright. Now, we'll put them over in the area where their forage is. I say, we've got more trikes than that, people. As far as I recall, we got like 4 of them. There we go. That's our 4th trike. And now for the galleys. So yeah, having a multi-select option would be nice, but then again, also this ability to pause time so you can do some of these more time-consuming tasks without, you know, the T-Rex getting worse pneumonia or, you know, things like that. The thing that would really suck is that, you know, if I'm doing this while I've got like an expedition running, in that case, it might actually go ahead and just let the time continue to run while I'm doing this because I'm trying to burn time waiting for the research to get completed or the expedition to complete or something along those lines. So, but otherwise, when, yeah, I don't have any research running, I don't have anything incubating, I don't have any expeditions out, this becomes handy because I can just kind of queue everything off to the transport and so on at the same time. Oh, I'm still trying to remember what that feature was that I definitely talked about yesterday on the stream while I was muted, which was super helpful. Can't remember what it was for the life of me, and I remembered it this morning. I'm sure it'll come to me because we'll probably end up using it at some point during the broadcast today. Nope, still can't think of it.
Transporting asset.
All right, I better start taking a look for the compies, and it's always easiest to take a look for them around their food. Although I don't see any. Oh, there we go. Alright, currently they are lonely. Yes, but...
Asset has been delivered.
Oh, that's because we must still be a couple short. Apparently they need more sand, and considering that they have covered the entire area around the watering hole already, yep, we're definitely going to have to add some more sand in there somewhere. So let's go ahead and edit their environment. Reduce the radius ever so slightly, and then we'll add in some sand in here for them. So now they've got a big old sand patch. So that should do. Missing ground fruit. Yeah, that's because you guys have barely expanded anywhere. Ground leaf, ground fruit, open space. Yeah, they haven't gone anywhere. Once they start expanding some more, then they'll find what they're looking for.
Asset transportation in progress. Transportation complete.
See, their comfort rating is already increasing. Yep, see, the galleys will expand their territory very quickly. The Ankies kind of like to lumber. Okay, there we go. Now we're running around. That's good. Yep, once they find the leafy climbers and so on, we should be in good...
Asset delivered.
In good space here. Yep, and they'll pick up on the forest and everything on that side of the enclosure. We should be okay. Better to come and check them once they've formed their territories. If we find a galley running around, it'll be interesting to see where they're at.
Asset transportation complete.
That's a compy. There we go. Lonely. Yeah, but that's because the rest of the Gallimimus haven't gotten over there yet. We definitely want to start incubating some more compies, though. Probably even want to go ahead and send out an expedition for more Compsognathus fossils. So let's go ahead and do that. We'll go ahead and send Dr. Cowan and Dr. Brains. And we'll also go ahead and go to the staff center and put Dr. Kondo on a break because we're going to need her to do some extractions soon as well.
Asset in transit.
All right. Yeah, see, they haven't finished expanding to the rest of the enclosure. Once they do so, they should find what they're looking for. Or the Triceratops. Yeah, their territory hasn't finished expanding.
Asset delivery confirmed.
Not currently worried about dinosaur comfort until we get everybody over there and everybody starts going where they're supposed to. Because, I mean, that's it. There's more forest in this enclosure, or at least it feels like there is, than there was in the previous enclosure.
Asset has been
maybe not quite. Maybe we just add some more in the back here. That should do. But yeah, then again, everyone just needs to start expanding their territories. And taking a nap isn't going to assist in that endeavor, and everybody's taking a nap. And yeah, if you're looking for ground leaf, you're definitely heading in the right direction. At least we have identified that they've got enough open space and ground leaf. And the galleys, yep, their environment is fine. We just need to wait for the last of their brood to get over there.
Commencing asset transit.
And we'll be able to start Compsognathus incubation and synthesis once that expedition gets back. I'm actually not used to the expeditions taking this long because I've always had a faster expeditions scientist available and equipped. But yeah, we're definitely going to want to make some adjustments. And actually, while we're waiting for the expedition to get back, it might benefit us to go ahead and do a little research, specifically in the area of guest comfort, large hotels, or we have new flying research. Oh, we can do this already. That's astounding. But we're not going to do it just yet. Marine reptiles would be cool. But I need to construct a lagoon first. Yeah, I wonder where we get that. Oh, there we go. It's right there. Lagoon. Lagoon. So we get all of that because... Oh, we have to increase to 2 stars. We're almost there. All right, good. So now at least we know where it's being unlocked. And then welfare. What's the new... Oh, those were both new. Okay. New attractions. Viewing platform. The customizable guest attraction. Avian viewing galleries. Marine viewing galleries. Cool, cool, cool. All right. Well, we're not quite getting to those yet. Medium amenities would probably be a good research option. What's new in power? Alternative power distribution. That would actually be excellent, but we currently don't have the staff available to do that. Monorails. We could do that. Or even better, yeah, let's do wide paths. All right, so let's see here. Wow, cool. Yeah, our logistics specialist is currently on an expedition. Well, okay, fine. We can get 2 of them. We'll get the generalist and our synthesis gal, Dr. Docs. Actually, if I remember correctly, both of them are doing that. So, all right. We'll go ahead and get that researching because that'll finish up by the time the expedition gets back. Definitely going to have to do some revamping on the scientists because we're not going to survive with that level of research.
Asset has been transported.
Let's also take a look at our restroom coverage. Yeah, it's a little low down there. And our amenities also are lacking down in that area, which is fine. That means we can start building new items there. But let's start off with a bathroom. A restroom, yes. And now, if we take a look, whoops, at our management view and look at restroom coverage, we're perfect. There we go. Now we've got them expanding towards the forest, so their contentment level will continue to increase. Nope, I was going to say I want to look for the ankylosaurs. See, they've expanded their territory, but they've not quite expanded over into the ground leaf area, which is way over there in the corner. So we may just want to go ahead and add in some more ground leaf. Looking for water. Right. Now there's just plants everywhere. Plants, plants, plants. But the Yankees are happy now. Cohabitation. Too many species. They're living with too many species. That's okay. Contentment is at 99. As long as I don't get a mission that says increase all dinosaurs' contentment level to 100%, then I would be having trouble. Alright, I want to try doing a couple of things. First of all, I do think we're finally going to get rid of this backup generator back here. Goodbye. And then I want to try moving one of our hotels into the back. Get it close to the entrance. Oh, actually, I don't want to move that one. I want to move this one. Oh yeah, there we go. Got a lovely view of the forest. A lovely view of the jungle. I want to move this building. Alright. It will have view of the compies, so that'll be fine. But then we want to do this and go ahead and attach that there, and then I also need power. Well, that will give us power. I actually want to go ahead and move the emergency shelter as well. If we move it over here, we can do something more akin to this enclosure. Yes, I know the shelter coverage is low. That's because we moved it. As you can see, our emergency shelter coverage is great. Okay. So again, this is where pausing is going to become useful because my rating shouldn't change, even though we're going to lose power to a couple of things here. Because I'm going to move a pylon in a little bit so that I can go there, and then so I can go back over there. We're probably going to reroute the power grid because I don't like having power lines running up through my thoroughfare, but unfortunately we don't have the alternative power stuff yet. So for now we're going to run this path out to the hotel. There we go. And then get things moving again. Now we'll leave the T-Rex as she is for the time being because I think we'll actually end up including that part of her enclosure in there. We probably will cut off this area of it, making it just a teensy bit smaller, but we want to go ahead and demolish all these original fences we installed. So get rid of that, that can go away, that can go away, that can go away, that can go away. We won't destroy the viewing gallery because we're just going to move that. Demolish this. Yes, we know there's no power there. Ah, no, we need the paths. There we go. So the other thing I would like in this game would be an undo button. An undo button would be nice. Actually, demolishing that gate will be handy. Accommodation rating. Really? Is that like an actual thing? Food, drink, and shopping coverage. Yeah, it looks like we are in need of additional coverage. All right, that's fine. We can get that sorted. It must probably be because of the new attractions over there. Yeah, our amenity coverage is very low for shopping. Oops. Dropping food and drink. So medium amenities will help a long way with that. Also, it looks like our expedition's back with the Compsognathus fossils. all one of them. So it looks like we're sending out our expedition team again. Not there, though. We have to go to the more expensive one. Cheaper expeditions. We got to be able to send somebody else with them, though. We'll send them. Because I also want to do some research into improving guest amenities. Oh, we can get the large hotel now. That's a thing. But we're not doing that at the moment. We want to get the amenity coverage improved. So we're going to apply our logistics specialist to that and get that researched. She should be done well before the expedition gets back, since it's going all the way to Germany. All right, now we do have a large carnivore feeder there, but we want to go ahead and we want to move this. So let's see here. Well, actually, we want to move both of them. So let's see. We'll move this one. Down and over here, roughly to roughly the same location as the other one. And again, we won't worry about power because the fence is going to deliver power to this one. There we go. We'll get that parked right here on the corner. Just nicely. Go ahead and adjust our path coverage. There we go. Oh, we are at 2 stars, so we could actually start researching aviaries and lagoons. So that's a thing. All right, now let's see here. We're going to go ahead and demolish the path that connects this viewing gallery because we want to move it. So, move the building. And we want it to, again, kind of line up with the curve here and be somewhat centered. So that looks good enough to me as far as the curve goes. And we'll connect our path back to it, but this time we're going to go from the midpoint to the attraction rather than the other way around. Okay, we've got our improved amenities. Now we're just going to go ahead and do what we need to do with fences and so on to build our enclosures. We'll let the last of these guests get over here, though. And adjust, again, I want to leave just enough space back here so that I could run power lines if I so desired, which means I'm actually going to go ahead and connect the fence over here because I do actually want to shave off a little bit of this environment as well. We have something without power. Oh, yep, it's the viewing gallery over there. No worries. Yeah, but we're going to want to make some changes just because that backup generator is going to be right in the path of the fence. So, I do believe it is time for the backup generator to say goodnight, Gracie. Interesting, it will snap to make itself run directly underneath the power line. Curious. All right, so we're going to go ahead and get rid of our backup generator. Goodbye. Okay, so now we can go ahead and run our fences. All right, and again, we want to kind of make them run parallel to the back line of the amenities here. Nope, too far in. There we go. I think it's right about... It's right about there. Yep, I can't quite run it to lock on with that fence there. It's outside the radius, but I can approximate how close it's supposed to be, which I think is right about there. Really, Rexy? You had to bust up the Ranger team? Now we're going to have to replace it. Capture Team Alpha. We're adding a task.
Backing up patrol.
Yep, we need you to do exactly that. All right, and then we're going to send this line of the fence out. Yep, we only actually went one section beyond that, so we then just shot it off. 28,000 turbo miles due up. Sorry, I was watching Duck Dodgers in the 24th and a half century, that particular episode of Looney Tunes just recently. All right, we'll finish trimming off once we've opened up the enclosure for the Rex. All right, and we also want to make some environmental adjustments. We're going to remove some of this forest over here. We're going to remove the ground cover that's over most of the environment because it is no longer necessary. I think we can leave the rest of it, but I do want to move the feeder. Oh no, that's a live prey feeder. Okay, now we can start demolishing some fence. Which means we'll have to add a gate. This gate we're going to go ahead and put in back there. You should be able to find a route to your destination now. Looks like Rexy's about to take a nap. Alright, we're going to go ahead and get rid of Ranger Post A13 because it's no longer required. Yep, because at this point, the Ranger Outpost covers most of the enclosure. I think we're going to move this one up a little because we are going to go ahead and cut off some of that back section there, but this will cover most of the Ranger Outpost. All right, so that'll cover that. All right, now we want to go ahead and add in some new fencing. Going into this way-ish direction. There we go. Now we're going to demolish this extra fence to get ourselves a little refund. There we go. And we're also going to go ahead and demolish that carnivore feeder to get ourselves another refund. Now, one of the things we didn't ask ourselves is, did that goat that got dispensed into the herbivore enclosure actually end up in the enclosure with the Rex? That'll be the question. We also want to take a look and see how she's doing in terms of her environment. Seems she's doing fine. Although as she begins to expand into other areas, we may find that she is a little uncomfortable. Ooh, highly dramatic music. Oh, yep, looks like that goat made it in here. We just passed over her. Alright, so much sand. All for the T-Rex's enjoyment. Do think I want to move the carnivore feeder, though, because I want to put it in a location that's a little more centralized. Get her out into her environment. And we'll give her a sandy spot around it, so she likes it. But let's take a look at Dinosaur Visibility. Yes, we know amenity coverage is a little low in a couple areas, and guest crowding is a thing. Yep. She does have a portion of her enclosure where she will not be visible, but for the most part, she'll be visible. Okay. We want to work on some amenities coverage. We also want to get our geneticist working on extraction on new Compsognathus fossils. There we go. That's what we were looking for. And we'll go ahead and throw in the shark fossils too, so we can make some money off of it. Where's our geneticist? There we go. Dr. Kondo. Alright, and we want to take a look at our scientists real quick. I would like to fire you. Yes. In hopes that we will get somebody better. So let's see. Treatment. Or a welfare specialist. That would also be great. So Dr. Hadid is looking very promising in that aspect. Faster incubation also is good with Dr. Sakaf. Wow, that's an unfortunate name. Sakaf. There we go. And we got another logistics specialist over there. Well, let's see. I think we're going to go with our welfare specialist over here. Yes, we're recruiting you. Thank you, Dr. Hadid. Geneticist specialist, cheaper synthesis. Yeah, we're doing okay. Because, yes, you're supposed to be a genetic specialist. Let's see if we can research the next level of core guest buildings. There we go. Alright, so what I would like to see here is if we can research the first level of staff training, because that would be great. Efficiency upgrades would also be great. But let's see if we can do staff improvements so we can get a little training done. Get our logistics specialist on that. And if we can successfully get... Yeah, I think we're only allowed 2 scientists on that. Oh, nope, we're allowed 3. Okay, so in that case, we'll get you 3 going on that one. So we'll have some efficiency upgrades, and we will have staff training that we can complete so we can start doing some more advanced research, since we definitely want a lagoon going. Right now I'm content with the 2 exhibits we have. Alright, let's look at amenities for the guests. Since we do have medium ones available. Okay, we're going to go with food to start with. Okay. With a few interior modules. There we go. And since they are cheap burgers, we want to... Oh, we just put in new stuff. Jurassic World panels, if you please. Roof style wood with stairs. Nope. Actually, I would like dining on the roof, if you would, please. Oh. Oh, okay. I get what you're saying now. Wood with stairs. Yeah. Nope. We want it to be large Jurassic World. And yes, we will accept the panels. Entrance location angled on the right. Without those, we want... there we go. We're going to say seating with canopy. That'd be nice. Ground decoration, modern lights is fine. But we want burgers. Okay, we've got new...
We want the park to
research.
be as new and upgraded as possible. The more buildings, the better. The better the buildings, also the better.
Yes, yes, Cabot. All right, we're going to make this a shopping boost here. Where's the skeleton display? There we go. And then a gift stand as well. A fish tank. And a selfie spot. There we go. Okay, and then we want Jurassic World panels. No, we just want... We'll take wood. And we would like large Jurassic World panels. There we go. Entrance location left angled. And the decoration we would prefer to be... Nope. No, why would you want seating on the roof of a gift shop? It doesn't make any sense. We'll take it. Okay, so that'll cover shopping, and then we can add in some drink coverage as well. Oh, this is not what we wanted. We wanted drinks, not shopping. Yep, apply it. No, let's go with ginger beer, because ginger beer is delicious. Add in an aquarium and a skeleton display and infotainment. And a water feature and a photo booth. Jurassic World panels. Medium Jurassic World panels. Entrance location can stay in the middle. I don't like the metallic columns. Seating with plants seems fine. All right, good. Now hopefully we can fit a guest attraction in here. I would hope. So we'll need to research it, but hopefully we can fit in an attraction in the middle there. All right, let's see what we got here. More Compsognathus fossils. Go ahead and assign scientists. We'll send Dr. Cowan. Oh, wait, no, we need, this is for Dr. Kondo. There we go. I have a brain. Occasionally it works. I'm thinking expeditions. I do want to send somebody on an expedition. But I want to send them on an expedition for Apatosaur. So cheaper expeditions, and we'll also send the generalist. Dr. Cowan and Dr. Matubar. Starting task. There we go. Away they go, off on their expedition. All right, now let's see here. We want to synthesize a dinosaur. We would love to synthesize some new Athis, except apparently we did just put our chief geneticist on DNA extraction, so we'll have to wait. Fortunately, our compies are doing okay. They're maybe a little lonely, but other than that, they're not horrible. But yes, we definitely want to make some adjustments here. I'd even like to just plant in forest just to hide the operations area. Is there any other research we can get done while we're doing extraction? And while the expedition is running. Let's see what other research we can get done. Oh, look, all the dinosaurs. Look at that. We can research stuff that way. We have to research the raptors? Oh, we have to progress the mission for that one. Oh, to get our baryonyx, we can do that. Majungasaurus. Majungasaurus looks kind of spooky. Oh, interesting. The T-Rex is not the highest level now. It's going to be the hybrids. So that we can get the Indominus Rex. That'll be fun. Sauropods too. We'll get the Brachiosaurus, and then with this, oh, the Dreadnoughtus. Big old dinosaur. And armored herbivores. Yep, until we get our ankylosaurs, that's the thing. I am noticing we don't get all of the dinosaur options. Can we actually get this going? Yes, we can. Because we do definitely want to do that. I want to improve our efficiency and costs. So we'll get that going. Yeah, there's no upgrades that can be applied that way. But where is our expedition center? Yes, we gave you plants. I don't think any of those upgrades are necessarily necessary at the moment. We don't have any upgrades available for the hatchery or for the power plant. I don't feel like that's a terribly necessary upgrade at this time. The Innovation Center is just there. Hotels don't have upgrades. Bathrooms don't have upgrades. Shelters don't have upgrades. Viewing galleries don't have upgrades. We currently don't have any upgrades available for the control center. What's up, Dipper? Dipstick is chillin'. On my lap, getting white cat hair all over my Jurassic Park t-shirt. Don't mind us, folks. We're just chilling. Waiting for an expedition to get back and some research to be done. But hey, we're up over the initial starting investment, which was $10 million, so we are doing pretty well here. Park ratings going up. Nice. Making almost $500,000 per minute in terms of income. Now, what does that mean in terms of our costs? So currently profit is up over cost, which is great. We'd like it to be higher though. And we will get there. All right, good. Our cost upgrades are done, so let's go ahead and do, see, we could do improved instruction, but I would actually prefer improved administration. I will totally invest the $1 million for that. Because that would be super awesome. I can deal with construction costs, no problem. Dude, you guys didn't come back with anything. None of this is extractable. I don't even remember what I sent you out for. Like, it's been that long. Yeah, we sent you out for Apatosaurus specimens, and you came back with rocks? I mean, yes, we know fossils are essentially rock. But, you know, again, you came back with money. That's great. So I'm glad the expedition wasn't a total waste. But now I'm going to have to, like, put you guys on R&R before I can send you out again. Like, hello? All right. Well, we're training you guys first. All right. So first off, we're going to up you in genetics. Confirming there. As a generalist, we want to up you in logistics. Dr. Brains, you are currently our logistics person, but I would like to round you out in terms of genetics as well, because we're going to need genetic folks. Synthesis means I'm going to boost your genetic skill. And Dr. Kondo, you are our genetic specialist, but I'm also going to put you on welfare as well. Or, excuse me, I'm not putting you on welfare. Excuse me. But there's that. We're going to give you some genetics training. There we go. And then we're going to rest you, you, and you. You all get a rest. All right. Unfortunately, I think we'll be able to go ahead and synthesize some new compies with just Dr. Kondo. It'll take a minute for the synthesis, but it's fine. Did I not start it? Yeah, it's going. Oh, it's up on top. My eyes did not differentiate between the Z's and the... It's visible. As long as the T-Rex is visible. So much plant material. But then we definitely want to research and implement the lagoon. We're going to have to see how those viewing galleries work, though. We're going to adjust a pylon here. Actually, we should probably go ahead and just readjust the power grid while we're waiting for these things to happen. Because I don't think we can incubate anything yet. We'll go ahead and we won't incubate any of our skittish friends. But let's see. We can actually, since we have our welfare specialist, Dr. Hadid. Dr. Hadid, proceed. All right. So while you guys are doing that, though, we want to rework our power grid. Now, eventually, we want to convert these substations to repeater stations. We should be able to do it without too much difficulty. Because, like I said, I just don't like having these big old things in here. All right, the resting is completed. That's good. So we're going to go ahead and send you guys on another expedition. So this time, do me proud, would you? Hopefully this time you guys will bring back fossils of dinosaurs. Because, like, yes, snake fossils are great and chordate fossils are great, but right now I'm just sitting on a pile of money. Yes, I know. Unusual. Why would somebody complain about sitting on a pile of money? Because I'm basically twiddling my thumbs here. That would be why. All right, so I think we're going to try and reroute our power here. We're going to go from this substation all the way up at the top and try and work our way around the T-Rex enclosure. And hopefully now I've left enough space, that we can get around in a decently tolerable fashion. There we go. Because again, this is how I prefer to run the power. All right, now I can go ahead and do some demolition. I almost said demolishment. That's because that's a word. All right, so we'll take out that. Uh-oh, we have no power. Ha ha. That would be because I forgot, silly me, to... Oh, okay. So, yes, we actually have to put a pylon in there. There we go. Now we can go back to demolish mode. And there we go. Yes, I know. Amenities are low. Don't worry about it. We got it. We're fixing it. There we go. All right. Guest comfort low. Yeah. In fact, actually, let's look at management views. See what guest crowding looks like. Nope. We have sufficiently managed to, well, we do have some crowding issues right there. But other than that, amenity coverage, yeah, could be better in a couple of spots. Especially up around the top there. All right, our compies are ready to release via airlift, so we'll go ahead and do that.
En route to collect the asset. Asset collection request received. Asset to be collected.
There you go. That'll make all our compies happy. Expedition is still running. We rerouted our power. Can we get a couple of folks on researching alternative power distribution? We can indeed. And off they go. Researching away.
Asset transportation in progress.
Nope, the T-Rex is now in an area where it cannot be visible. If I'm not mistaken. Yep, can't see it.
Asset transportation underway. Asset transported.
I do like coming up with just like little codes and names for my various things in the park, because just viewing gallery 1, viewing gallery 5, etc. I like to be able to look at a report if it's generated by the game, and if it says, you know, viewing gallery HBV 12 is out of commission, knocked out by the storm. I know exactly which one it is because, you know, I know it's herbivore enclosure 1, viewing gallery 2. So, same thing here. I know that, you know, we have T-Rex viewing gallery 1 and T-Rex viewing gallery 2. And unfortunately, the Rex is back in visible range, which is good. Okay, the expedition's back, so let's see. What did you bring me? Still no Apatosaurus specimens. And guys, not even enough like money specimens to actually make it worth the time. I mean, I suppose it's worth the time because what? I'm going to get, let's see, that's 110, 150, 190, 230, 270, 360. So about 400,000. That's great for a $50,000 investment, but I'd still rather have some actual, you know, fossil specimens. All right, well, before you guys go off, excuse me, I would like to see what it'll take to research the marine hatchery. So let's see, dinosaur creation. We need to progress the mission. Okay, so we need another species before we can research that. We could research an aviary dome. That's a thing, but we're not doing it just yet. We want to increase our dinosaur species population, or species. So in that case, we're going to send out another expedition. Yeah, we keep sending you guys here, but you keep coming back with nothing. Yeah, we can't send you guys there. Let's see here. Yep, we're going to have to wait until that research is done. Then we'll send out another expedition
Asset delivery confirmed.
when our logistics specialist is back on board. And now we will send you out. Get our logistics specialist on here and cheaper expeditions. Send you off. Please bring back something good.
Asset delivered.
All right. Vehicle is in danger, under threat. It's actually in the herbivore enclosure that is happening. But we're doing okay, it seems. Oh, that's because this one is dropping off.
Delivery complete.
Do we actually technically have a viable Apatosaurus genome? We do. It's quite true. But what do you call it? Like I said, I usually like waiting until we have a more complete genome before I go ahead and create new specimens. So let's see here. I want to plop this guy down right here in the hopes that, okay, with that placed, we can place another one fairly close. Now, can I place it in the exhibit? I can. That could be interesting. Especially if it ever needs to be repaired. Be interesting. I don't think the T-Rex will bother it, but certainly interesting to have it inside the enclosure. I would like to demolish this small substation and this pylon. And if possible, I would also like to demolish this small substation. Alright, there. Now we have eliminated the need for the electrical grid. And unfortunately, I don't think I can put one of these. Yeah, they're not going to fit in along that line. So we still have to have this one, although I could probably go ahead and move it over closer to here. Before I do this, though, let me pause, because, yep, like I said, we're going to temporarily disable the power grid. And then reconnect it. So, unpause. Yep, the whole park just went out of power for a moment, which means our park rating is going to decline. There we go, everything's back online. But again, I don't like having all those power lines everywhere, which is why I absolutely love these repeater substations. Being able to eliminate all that is fantastic. Having the repeater substation in an enclosure seems a little odd. In fact, what do you call it? I'm going to hide it. Where is Forrest? There we go. We'll just hide it from Rexy, so she doesn't even know it's here. There we go. Doesn't even need to know it's here. And we're just going to go in here and remove that, because now, if we check the view, yeah, it doesn't completely interfere, and it's fortunately completely invisible from the viewing gallery. Ah, see, that's why she ends up in those zones, and she's going to... Yup! Ooh! Man, that was a nasty hit. Rexy does not like the rangers in her enclosure. She's going to have to take a nap. All right. Very good here. Did we research guest attractions yet? No, I have not yet researched those. Might be worth doing. The Jurassic Tour. See, we got gyro stations and the Jurassic Tour. All right, the expedition's back. Did they finally bring me something? Yes! Look at all the lovelies they brought me. Excellent. We got amber. We've got high-quality fossils. So let's get this done. Okay, so we're going to unselect all of this other stuff. We're going to go ahead and get these selected, and then we'll pop on the aquatic plant fossil just to make some money. Get our chief geneticist on here, Dr. Kondo, if you would please. And once that extraction's done, we'll start looking into putting an Apatosaurus into this enclosure over here. Which means we're going to have to do some revamping to put in some ground leaf. Ground leaf and tall leaf. Okay. Hopefully that'll put in enough tall leaf without upsetting the delicate balance of our housekeepers. No, I'm kidding. We'll have hopefully done that without disrupting the ground leaf needs of the ankylosaurs or the gallimimus, which I'm having trouble tracking down. There they are. So let's see here. Yes, they're not liking all the cohabitation. They would like fewer creatures in there, so we'll consider moving them when we build our next enclosure. But I'm thinking the aviary is going to go over in this back corner here. And eventually we want a Gyrosphere Valley, so we're thinking probably along this back edge here. There we go. Fossil extraction is completed. Let's see what our Apatosaurus genome is looking like now. 81? That's good. Okay. We want to modify. We would like to decrease the large appetite. Fortunately, it is locked. Release one dinosaur with a large appetite trait. We have to release one with... Okay. Well, I guess that's what we need to do then. With any luck, one of the Apatosaurs will have it. We'll go ahead and assign... actually, wait a minute. Do we have access to the mangrove forest pattern? We do! I'm going to go ahead and throw that on there, if you would, please. Save and exit, and we'll go ahead and assign scientists. We want cheaper synthesis, and we want our genetic specialist, Dr. Kondo, on this. And when she's done with this, we're putting her on R&R. And yes, I'm thinking, what should we put in this space here? All right, guest attraction. Do we actually have the logistical capacity to research the guest attraction? Amenities, attractions. Here we go. All right. We can't research the tour rides just yet. Or any of these. Because we need the guest attraction. All right. I think we do because I'm pretty sure our logistics specialist, Dr. Brains, is available. So we'll put her on this. Then we can put in a guest attraction on the thoroughfare here. That Triceratops does not like the Ranger team. All right, we've completed synthesis on our Apatosaurus batch. We got one viable egg. Cool. Well, we'll go ahead and assign our welfare specialist to that one. And we'll also have to assign Dr. Matabar as well, so we can start incubating. And then we'll go ahead and give Dr. Kondo a rest. But we should have apatosaurs in good time. In fact, we'll have apatosaur. We'll be ready to start the next batch of apatosaurs, which will hopefully have the large appetite trait. I think I want to drop off the apatosaur in this back corner here where there will be plenty of the tall leaf. And I'm hoping that I remember it's tall leaf that it likes and not tall fiber. Actually, I should be able to find out. Yep, tall leaf right there. So we should do okay. Should have enough water, tall leaf, and the rest of it to be comfortable with any luck. Just waiting on the research for guest attractions to go off, so we can pop one of those in here. Hopefully it will fit.
While our science is paramount, I do understand that the guests enjoy attractions that get them feeling closer and more connected to the dinosaurs. So give them what they want, as long as it doesn't conflict with what I need.
Yes, Dr. Wu, we get it. You're an evil scientist. Really? The only thing I get is the cinema? Yeah, well, then if that's the only thing we get and that's how big it is, that becomes problematic. We'll have to research other types of attractions and see what we get, but unfortunately we won't get that until we have constructed a cinema. But in the meantime, we could go ahead and research the viewing platform so that we have it. About 30 seconds, we'll have an apatosaur ready to release. Where's the T-Rex? There she is. Ooh, right in front of the viewing gallery. Oh, and she's sitting down. Oh, she's so cute when she's sitting down like that. Had to take a little screenshot. Hold on, I actually have to pop into capture mode real quick because I do really like it when the T-Rexes sit down like little dogs. Pause. Ooh, wow. You can really get right up close to these guys, and the visual integrity is fully maintained. I mean, look at the detail there. Like, that is phenomenal. All right, let me zoom back out as far as I can here. And then let me get down here on this level. Oh, she got back up. I mean, to be fair, this is a nice shot too. So we'll take it. Good enough. All right. And we'll go ahead and resume. All right. Our Apatosaur is ready. So let's go ahead and release her via airlift. When did we do the research?
It's become clear I can't do everything on my own. Well, it's been told to me anyway. Rather harshly, I might add. Point is, we need extra hands. So we're adding some fresh blood to the team. Meet Claire Deering.
Hi. Thank you, Cabot. Oh, I'm so excited to be part of the team. I look forward to us all working together to make Jurassic World all that it can and should be for our guests and our dinosaurs. Now, our first task is to increase our guest count. I'm confident we can get this done.
Asset transportation underway.
So apparently we're going to be...
My understanding is that the Gyrosphere Attraction is ready. This is essential to giving our guests those true, you-are-there dinosaur moments that will drive new and repeat business. That means, of course, that we'll need to make sure they see plenty of dinosaurs, Claire. More than they can handle.
Yes, sir. We can handle that.
More than they can handle, but not more than we can handle. An important distinction. All right. Let's go ahead and get this positioned. And we're just going to expand our herbivore enclosure, which might be a good idea considering what we're putting in here.
Delivery has been completed.
So we'll get construction going on that, and it won't open until it's A-powered, and uh-oh. Undiagnosed ailment. Send the vet. Hopefully it is not contagious. All right. The Apatosaur is currently missing forest and tall leaf, but as we can see, its territory has not expanded to include the entire enclosure yet. So I believe once it actually goes ahead and expands its territory out the rest of the way, it will do fine. So we'll find out shortly. But yes, we do also want to go ahead and expand this enclosure. So we're going to go ahead and attach that, and as long as this is curved, we'll get it attached to the current line of fence. And let me see the path options from here. Good, it continues to show the curve the way it's supposed to go. Okay. We're about to have a big old outbreak of the common cold. Okay, it found its water. Tall leaf is incoming, and then once it gets over to the other side of the enclosure there, it will have the forest requirement all met up. But we need to complete adding our Gyrosphere Attraction. There we go, that's better. Oh, I didn't realize I had not yet put the path connection in, so we'll connect the path, but it won't open until the track is complete. Now, we do want, like I said, I want to put the aviary back in that area, so I don't want to completely cut it off. But I also want to maintain what we've been doing here as well. All right. Now I wonder if our Gallimimus will change its territory based on these new expanded limits that it has. It'll be an interesting thing to see. All right, so this will significantly increase the size of the herbivore enclosure. And I probably should have gone ahead and tried to add a viewing gallery before. And since we haven't put any dinosaurs in there yet, I think I'm going to still try to do that. One of the galleys has pneumonia. Not even taking bets. I know what that is. Okay, we're going to pause real quick so that the pneumonia case doesn't get any worse while I'm trying to be OCD about the placement of this viewing gallery. There we go, that'll do right there. And we're going to add fence. Okay, that sets off my agita like a lot, but we're not even gonna think about it right now. So let's go ahead and oh my lord, look at all these diseased dinosaurs. Okay, cool. Yep, one of these guys gets a cold and suddenly everybody is dying. All right, somebody needed a medical scan. Who was it? Well, we'll start off by healing and scanning those. The rest of them will be labeled as untreatable disease. And hopefully we don't have some blockhead Gallimimus hiding off here in the forest. I think we're doing okay. And also let's go ahead and resupply the vet. And then we'll go ahead and set time back in motion. Alright, I don't see anything in the forest with the exception of the Apatosaur, which is still expanding its territory, hopefully. Because there is more tall leaf around, it just needs to find it. It's over on the other end of the
I've made the
zone.
dinosaurs as best I can. But sickness is a reality, and treatment is a necessity.
Yep, we're getting to it, Doc. We're getting to it. The vet is on their way. Then this also needs a path connection. There we go. Okay, we're expanding the enclosure. And then we're going to add in some tall leaf. In a grove just the other side of the forest here. Which hopefully will get picked up by the Apatosaur right away. Right, yes, we've already started to pick up on the additional material here. Now, we're also going to go ahead and add in another watering hole. Smooth out the area around it. Okay, because we do want to run our gyrosphere through here. And while the vet is out here, yeah, we're gonna have to establish another paleo vet. Apparently, the driver of the MVU needs to go home because they are clearly drunk. Yep, we are definitely going to have to establish another paleomedical unit. In fact, we're going to freeze time, and we're going to do exactly that. Because unless we can pop another unit in here, which I know we can't yet. No, we won't get an additional MVU for a while yet. But we're going to have to go ahead and pop in another veterinary unit. Okay, so get that in there. Flatten out the terrain, then smooth it. Get a path connection going here. I don't know what it thinks it's obstructed by, but okay. There we go. We'll unpause that. Once we get the new facility online, then we'll be able to do that. For now, we need to continue adding tasks. Woo! Alright, I need to back out of here. I need to get some tasks added. Because at this point, my attention's too divided. Alright, and go on to you. Who I need to get out here? This is Bravo. And this is Bravo 1. Uh-oh, who's dead? Okay, who's dead?
Picking up asset.
That might have been why it was unreachable by a vehicle. Nope, you still have work to do.
Asset has been collected.
Where is the apatosaur? Something that big you'd think would be easy to keep track of. Yeah, I'm sure you are lonely. What are you doing all the way over there? Yes, we have been very, very busy. Excuse me. Boy, an epidemic of cold. If only I had some experience actually living through mass breakout of an untreatable disease. Oh, sorry, too soon. My bad. Don't leave yet. Oh, that's right, you've got pneumonia. Alright, where's our other lone Triceratops? Yes, it is now ranged back into zone here. We're gonna go ahead and add in some more cycad groves over in this area. Just to have some more food for some of these guys out and around, rather than grouping everything all in one area. And actually, if we go ahead and add some ground fiber over in this area, we may actually also be able to influence the movement of some of our dinosaurs over into certain areas. So hopefully we'll start to see that. All right, now we'll go ahead and whoops. Hello? Add task, treat the dinosaur. Has low health because it is currently starving. That would be a problem. Quit napping, go eat. We may also want to put in a couple more carnivore feeders. Just so these things have more than one source of chow. Alright, no dead dinosaurs, no more diseased dinosaurs. Everyone should be good to go. Yep, everybody's good. Okay, cool. We also need to add some ranger posts to these enclosures. One in here would be good. And also one back here would also be good. There we go. Now we can go about building our... Whoop. Now we can go about building our Gyrosphere Attraction. Okay. So this one is going to be Ranger Station A Alpha 22. And this one back here will be Ranger Station A23. There we go. Who has low health? Probably because, yeah, they've not been back to the food. These Compsognathus need to get their butts to a food source. There are 3 of them in there. Alright, now we're going to edit the gyrosphere route. What sort of injury? Yes, that would be a concussion.
Claire, Mr. Masrani would like to see an uptick in the guest count. That means we need enough accommodation to cater to a larger audience. Those are real profit generators.
Absolutely. We will make sure to focus on it as we move forward.
Alright, we now have a big old loop in which the lagoon will go. We need to get a transport team on to transporting our Ankylosaur back to the nearest unit. So, we'll get some of our specialists on it.
Asset requiring collection.
get them going. But I also think we're going to go ahead and rename these because Alpha should always be the first to respond to these things. But if it's not the first, then it's really not Alpha, is it? So we're going to go ahead and rename these two. There we go.
Asset
And before we go too much farther, I just want to take a moment to save the game.
in the air.
There we go. Low health, I swear, if it's another one of the compies who just hasn't been tracking down food. You don't look like you're panicking, you look like you're standing there. I wonder what the age of this one is, out of curiosity. Yeah, age is 29. Alright. We are going to send the capture team to tranquilize that one. And this one. Then I'm going to transport them over near the food. See what happens. Yeah, he also looks like he's prepping for a fight, which doesn't look like it's happening.
Complete.
Can I ride the gyrosphere? There we go. Yeah, not much to see from this side of things. Oh, there we go. There's a Gallimimus. Oh, but I gotta be coming towards the end here. Oh, nope, that one's kind of right in the middle. Now, if they're still standing, then yes, they were glitched out. If they're not still standing, then yeah, they just needed to simply find food.
Heading to pick up the asset.
So, we'll see what happens there.
Commencing asset transit. Transportation underway. Heading to collect the asset. Asset has been
I'm
delivered.
actually going to be curious because, like, you know, with the territories and everything, I want to see whether perhaps if we trank the trikes and move them to a different area in this I have a brain, and occasionally it works. In this enclosure, that may suit their needs. Whether it will, in fact, alter their territory. Alright, at least these are moving, but this one in case...
Water is the foundational element of life. Without it, we can't survive. The dinosaurs are no different. They need water, and you need to provide it.
Well, at least they're no longer just standing there.
Asset collection request received. Asset delivery confirmed.
The great experiment.
Select the asset.
Oops, nope, excuse me. I want to open all the shelters, of which we do not have completely adequate coverage. Nope, and it would seem that something is in need of repair. Yes, one of the power stations. Wonderful.
Collecting asset.
Starved to death, right, yeah, okay, because it's brilliant. When you're done, please fix the hatchery.
Asset in transit.
And on that happy note, we definitely want to make sure that we have enough coverage. Yes, I know the income's falling and the rating went down, but that's because, you know, storm. Oh, excuse me. It would actually be quite nice if there was a mechanic in the game that kind of ignored changes to the park rating during storms. Because, yes, we get it. The guests aren't happy because they're in shelters. Or rather, they should be happy because they're in shelters. Or maybe they would like to be out in the weather with the dinosaurs. So whiny are the guests. Alright, we'll get another shelter in there. We also need to take a look at some things like restroom coverage. Dinosaur escaped? What are you talking about? Where? Where is there a dinosaur outside the fence? First of all, let's transport her back there. Where is there an escaped dinosaur? Okay, time to hit the pause. Because apparently we have a dinosaur on the loose, and I don't know where it is. If there's an escaped dinosaur, I'd love to know where it is. Because I don't see it. And the T-Rex is in her enclosure. I don't see any more fence breaks. Yeah, I don't know what it's talking about because I don't see a single dinosaur outside of its enclosures. Compsognathus. They all seem to be in their area. I mean...
Asset has been collected.
Yeah, I don't know what they're talking about. As I said, I don't see any dinosaurs in places they're not supposed to be. There are no dinosaurs outside of their enclosures. Alright, well, ladies and gentlemen, I think we will take a brief respite just to reload the game and get ourselves out of that particular error message. We will pick up the broadcast again in a little bit. It will also give me a chance to get some chow and so on as we get closer to lunchtime. So, take care. We'll see you guys soon.